Dr. Anthony Mattis, and welcome to the series of Going Beyond Grief, using the tools of Access Consciousness. So the very first tool I used was Access Consciousness bars. And being a chiropractor, anything to do with hands-on healing, facilitating or being a catalyst for natural healing was something that always intrigued me. So when I learned about Access Consciousness bars, it made me very curious. So the Access Consciousness bars deals with these 32 points that are on our head that were created or discovered by Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness. And these 32 points carry the electromagnetic components of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and considerations around money, healing, sadness, joy, bodies, sexuality, creativity, so on and so forth. And when I learned about it, I was like, And so what Gary Douglas discovered was these bars of energy that would go from one side of the brain to the next. So I was like, and they talked about like, this can change things beyond the subconscious mind. And that really intrigued me because I'm like, God knows I did every modality under the sun that dealt with the subconscious mind, and I had nothing to show for it in my life. So I'll admit I was a little bit hesitant to go to the bars class. But I'm like, you know what? Something pulled me. I'm like, I gotta go and see what this is about. So I put the kids in the car. We drove almost 6 hours, and we were the only ones who showed up to this class. So it was kind of like our own private bars class. How did we get so lucky? The first class, I'll be honest with you, I asked so many questions. I don't know that I received much of anything because I was like, yep. But I watched what it created for the boys. The boys were there. My daughter was only 3 years old, so I thought maybe she'd be too much of a distraction, so she didn't come. But the boys were like, my oldest son, sleeping literally within 3 minutes. My second son was hyper as all get out. He was the type of kid that would jump from one couch to the next, thought it was Spider-Man and blah, 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 within 20 minutes. By the time we got to this area called kindness, gratitude, peace, and calm, he's like slurring his words. And I remember saying, that's worth its price in gold. I'm going to come back just for that. But I remember saying to myself at that time, I'm like, I might be a lost cause because I've done a lot of modalities to try to change things in my life. Forget about the tragedy I went through. I actually had to set that aside and be like, am I actually satisfied with where I'm at in my life? And the answer was no. And then on top of that, I had my wife who killed herself. So when I went to this bars class, I'm like, there's got to be something out there. I remember like looking up and praying to God. I'm like, God, there's got to be something out there that can access those areas where I'm locked, I'm stuck, and no matter what I've done, I haven't been able to change it so far. And God knows I tried. But the next day when I woke up, it was like someone put a brand new brain in my head. I felt like my old brain got cleaned or washed, or they just took the old one out, and they're like, whoop, let's put a new one in. And I woke up happy. And this is 9 months after my wife died. 9 months. Right? There's some cultures that you're supposed to wear black for 12 months to prove that you're grieving. But in that moment is when I knew that there was something profound about these tools of Access Consciousness. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go to the next level. I gotta meet Gary and Dane, Dr. Dane here, the co-creator of Access Consciousness, and I gotta see what's in this for me, how we can change it so that what we went through does not have to be sort of like our scarlet letter for the rest of our lives. Yeah, it's something that we've been through, but you would never know it if you met us. And we've gone through some hard times, don't get me wrong, but if it wasn't for the bars, I wouldn't be where I am today. And to me, the bars is such a beautiful, unifying thing for family, for children, for husbands and wives. And if there was any tool that I could keep in my pocket for the rest of my life and forget about the rest, it would be Access Consciousness bars. So what would it be like if you were no longer consumed and driven by your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions? And whatever abuses you've been through, whatever tragedies you've been through, whatever losses you've been through, that does not have to be your reality moving forward. And that's actually possible with the tools of Access Consciousness.